Welcome back. Today marks the beginning of a new month, and during the month of October, many are raising awareness about domestic violence.
And there are many resources offered here in the Tri-State as advocates are on a mission to prevent the abuse from happening. Joining us this morning, we have Ashley McReynolds, Director of Advancement at Albion Fellows Bacon Center. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So let's start October Domestic Violence Awareness Month. What does that encompass? What does that entail?
We try to all year round, but in October particularly recognize survivors and also remember those who have not been so lucky.
Absolutely.
Now, when we look at statistics on domestic violence, this does include all genders. It's really about control when it comes to people locked in an abusive relationship or a domestic violence situation.
Yes, and one of the things that Albion is trying to get away from and show the community is that we're not just a women's shelter. That's actually just a small portion of what we do, but we serve all genders. Right now in our shelter, we have 7 women, 3 men, 7 children, and we also have multiple pets because we also accept pets in our shelter as well.
Now, when we talk about domestic violence, domestic abuse, sexual abuse, this can take many forms. Explain that to viewers, kind of what that might entail.
So particularly with domestic violence, we see it's not just the physical, it may be the mental, the verbal, financial. You think, oh, they can leave. Well, they're relying on, or their partner that they're with, maybe controlling every part of their life, including those finances. They may not have a job. They may have been told negative things, so their self-esteem has been brought down. So.
Yeah, another aspect I wanted to touch on, of course, stalking is something that's always occurred, not even necessarily in the digital world, but now we have all these tools, these devices, these sneaky little things that we can do to people. And even if someone's gotten out of a domestic violence situation or is, trying to free themselves of that, people will sometimes go to great lengths to control that person even from afar with a device. Tell us about that.
So really what people think about with domestic abuse is that, it's all the time, but it's really kind of a wheel. They amp up, then they come down, then they amp up. When they leave, that is the most dangerous time actually for a domestic abuse survivor. That's when their partners really become angry because they've lost their power and control. With digital abuse, we find things like AirTags, Apple AirTags on the vehicles, or tracking devices so they can find out where they are. That's one of the reasons why our location is kept private.
Now, I want to ask this. There's a threshold. I mean, if someone's locked in an abusive relationship and they're trying to get out and their friends, their family are trying to advocate for them and persuade them to leave a situation, it's that threshold. It's that, hey, I don't know where to go.
Yes.
And I do believe your agency would be more about curtailing the help specifically for that individual, not just a broad definition of what help they need, just something, maybe it's this that's got them. It's a job,
it's not always easy to leave.
So while people think of us as just a shelter, we serve about 300 people in that shelter every year, but we serve another 3,000 people in the 11 counties that we serve. Those are people who have a place to go, stay with their friends and their family. So shelter isn't the only thing we provide. We can go to court. We can help you file a protective order. We can help you find those resources to pay that bill that may be keeping you from leaving. We can help you find all kinds of resources in the community to help you leave and be safe.
And another aspect of this we really haven't mentioned, and of course you serve upwards of more than 10 counties in our area, the law enforcement relationship.
Yes, we love our local law enforcement. We work with them so much, not just Evansville Police Department, Vandenberg Sheriff's Department. They are very great partners for us in crisis situations, which is why it's so important for them to have crisis intervention training, which we have several officers that are trained, but we work with them on a daily basis.
Now, 2 questions for you here. At what age do you start? Because you mentioned children, but as far as domestic cases go, how early? Because we hear about teenagers, and tell us a little bit about how the shelter works for folks that might be watching in a situation like this.
So for teenagers, we actually have a prevention program in schools for middle schoolers and high schoolers that teaches them about who it's safe to report to, what your first relationship actually should look like. And that very easily can be reported and we can talk to them. We also work a lot with Holly's House that works with young children as well. We work hand in hand with them. With the shelter, you call you can call our number anytime. Our number is 24/7, and we can.
I think we have a full screen of the
Yeah,
phone
we'll try to
numbers.
get that up there for everybody's resources.
We're 24/7. You can call those crisis hotlines, not only for the person who needs shelter, but also for the family and friends that may need advice on how to help their friends leave, or if they suspect that there may be an abusive situation.
Ashley, I hope it's a good month. I hope you get the word out. And thanks
Thank
for your
you
good
so
work.
much.
Ashley McReynolds, Director of Advancement there with Albion Fellows Bacon Center. Good luck to you the rest of this
Thank
month.
you.
Griffin Glasscock providing the forecast on our Tuesday. We may see some improvements coming our way weather-wise.